Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING. Get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator exclusively on DRF Bets. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at the feature race at Santa Anita on Sunday. Let's throw up the field for the San Marcos Stakes. This is a grade 2 going a mile and a quarter on the turf. $225,000 is the purse. We've got the top three finishers from the Hollywood Turf Cup of 2021. That race was won by Say the Word in last to first fashion, and there could be some pace again to set up Say the Word, Mike. You'll likely have a different rider on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good winning that race from last to first. Should have a proper setup in this race. At least it seems like he will. I suppose, the cutting back to a mile and a quarter could be, some kind of a cause for concern for Say the Word, because it feels like he really is at his best at a mile and a half. I didn't really think it was going to be a problem, though.
Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector, because the two horses on the outside have a lot of speed. Bob and Jackie, the number 6, is stretching out for the first time. He likes to be forwardly placed. He just went gate to wire in an off-turf stakes race. Acclimate was the pace setter in the Hollywood Turf Cup. He went fast that day and ran very well. I think the key to this race is, can Acclimate rate and pass horses? For most of his career, he's been at his best when he makes an easy lead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sorry to disagree with the pace projector, but Acclimate's not going to give anything away early in this race, and I doubt that they're just going to let Bob and Jackie go. I figured Acclimate would go to the front in here, and I'm not so sure he won't be pretty hard to run down.
And Dicey Mochara, the number 1, was a winner 2 starts back at Del Mar. That was a one other then, and they tried him in the Hollywood Derby. He was 76-1. He didn't fire that day, and he has to prove that he can hang with these horses, stretching out to a mile and a quarter.
Exactly. I mean, he's still very lightly raced, and he did, run some good races as a 3-year-old last year. He had that win 2 starts back where he managed to stay relatively close to the pace in an allowance race. He's run some good races. It just feels like he has to really improve as he faces some really, really nice older horses here.
I think Lincoln Hawk is a little bit of a puncher's chance stretching out, Mike. This is a horse I've always liked, and I think he's underachieved at the shorter distances. Let's watch his last race. They stretched him out to a mile and an eighth, and I realize this is only a one other than, but as they turn into the stretch, Lincoln Hawk still has a lot of work to do, and he's just going to kind of grind and wear this field down. I think he's going to appreciate stretching out to this distance, and he has way more tactical speed than the favorite and could get the jump on him.
It's very possible that he'll really appreciate stretching out. I don't disagree with that at all. I liked that win that we just watched from him there. To me, Dan, it's his other races that I don't, necessarily love. So I just felt like, and listen, maybe that's a great sign last time that he ran the best race of his life, and now they're going to stretch right out again for him. I think all those things are positives. I just didn't really want to bet him off of one performance.
The 3 Say the Word is simply the horse to beat. He's an old class master, and boy, did he fire in the Hollywood Turf Cup. Let's watch that race. There was a good pace going on in there. Acclimate was able to make the lead. Say the Word was last throughout. He gets to the outside. Right now, the button is pushed, and this is an explosive finish.
Yeah, this is, what a good Say the Word can do, especially when he gets a clean trip, which he didn't get 2 starts back when they went 11 furlongs with him and he got buried on the rail. Really good effort here. Again, mile and a half feels like it's really his best distance. So I suppose, cutting back to 10 furlongs here could be a little bit of a concern. I just think he's a really good horse, Dan, and it feels like he's going to have a proper setup here.
Mike Fryer's Road to me is just a little bit of a classier Lincoln Hawk. I think he has an opportunity to win this race with a good tactical trip. They ran him in an off-turf race last time out. He ran just fine. We saw the Hollywood Turf Cup. He ran 3rd that day. He has kind of been knocking on the door against stakes horses, and I think he's so lightly raced, there's a bit of upside. I think a good second flight trip is coming, and he'll get the jump on the chalk turning into the stretch.
I agree with that. Really liked his turf debut last August. I thought he was really impressive winning that race. Even as John Henry, when they bumped him up in class, I thought he ran well that day, in a little bit tight through the stretch, and he just missed in there. I think you could only go back to him here, Dan, if you're just thinking the mile and a half last time was a big advantage for Say the Word. and a big disadvantage for Friars Road because this horse had no excuse in there, and he was no match for Say the Word. But the cut back in distance here could help him.
Acclimate, likely the speed of the race. According to Mike, I wouldn't be surprised. He did go fast in the early stages of the Hollywood Turf Cup. It took that powerful kick from Say the Word to run him down late. He ran fine in that race.
Yeah, he did. There was nothing wrong with that performance at all. It's nice to see that this horse, he was a 7-year-old last year. It's nice to see that he can still run. He's very competitive in these graded stakes races. His speed remains intact. I just think he's going to the front in here. And again, I think he could be really, really tough to run down. He's a nice horse.
Bob and Jackie is going to be tested at this additional distance. He's always been a solid horse against graded competition. They ran him on dirt in the off-turf race last time out, and he wired them. It's nice to know that he is in good form. Really, the question is, can he handle a little bit of pace heat at this additional distance? Because for me, the distance is a big question.
Yeah, I think it is too. I mean, I suppose if I felt like he was just going to get loose and control a slow pace here, I maybe would have given him a second look. Going this distance against the 3 horses right to his inside, who I believe are all better than he is, I think it makes him a tough sell.
Let's take a look at our top pick for the Grade 2 San Marcos Stakes. Say the word stretch kick was just so striking last time out, and it's not like they're going to be walking up front and he'll be completely compromised. Mike makes a good point that maybe turning back to 1.25 miles is difficult for him. He's run okay at even shorter distance races. I think it'll set up for him. I think he's the best horse.
That's how I looked at it too. I'm a little bit afraid that Acclimate's going to wire this field, but I just think Say the Word should have enough to run at here, and I'm just going to take him on top over Acclimate.
Same super, 3, 5, 4, 6 in the Grade 2 San Marcos. Good luck.